Okay. So I believe you already learned about contour plot or contour map in your secondary school. If I'm not mistaken, in geography subject, you all ada lukis bentuk macam ni lah. Kalau you still remember, dulu masa sekolah, ingat tak cikgu suruh you lukis banjaran lah, gunung lah macam ni. Ingat tak subjek geografi?
Ingat.
Ingat. Ni macam ni apa yang kita nak belajar lah hari ni. Okay, but we are going to learn about this curves mathematically, alright? Secara matematiknya. So, I will explain through example. Okay, so example number 1. Construct a contour map for the function. Let's say we have fxy equals to, let's say we have 4x squared plus y squared equals to, let's say 64. Okay. 64 pula. Padam. Sampai sini je. Okay. For using level curves of height. Okay, let's say I give you k equals to 0 and then equals to 4, 16 and 64. Like that. Okay. So salin ni. Okay, now solution. Okay, first step, what you need to do is we need to assume or let z equals to fxy, and then since z is the vertical axis, it also means that z represents the height. Okay, represents the height. So we can assume that z also equals to k. Right, so that is your first step. We let z equals to fxy, and then since we know that z is the vertical axis, so z also represents the height. Okay, ketinggian. So equivalent to k. Right. So now, thus, our equation can turn into 4x squared plus y squared equals to k. Right. So now what we need to do here is we need to substitute the values of k. Right. So when k equals to 0, you kena gantikan semua sekali nilai ni. 4, 16, 64 ni. Alright. So when k equals to 0, we will have 4x squared plus y squared equals to 0, like this. So now guys, what shape do we have here? 4x squared plus y squared equals to 0. Bentuk apa you dapat ni?
Point.
Yes, a point. Very good. We don't have any radius here. So we'll have a point at 0, 0. Okay, so settled when k equals to 0. Now proceed, k equals to 4. Then we will have 4x squared plus y squared equals to 4. So if we divide everything by 4, we can have x squared over 1 plus y squared over 4 equals to 1, like this. Okay, so this is a what? This equation representing a what, guys? Ni equation ni. Ni sebenarnya apa? Tadi a point. A point, titik at 0, 0. Yang kedua ni, sorry? It should be a what?
Eclipse.
Ellipse, right? It should be an ellipse. Yes, very good, ellipse. So what's the major axis? X or Y?
Y.
Y. Okay, well done. So our ellipse should be vertically longer. Okay, major axis is Y. Now we keep continuing this. When K equals to apa lagi? 16. So substitute 16. Then we will have 4x squared plus y squared equals to 16. So divide everything by 16. Then we will have x squared over 4 divided by 16 should be 4, isn't it? And then plus y squared over 16 equals to 1. Again, this is also an ellipse. And then the last one, k equals to 64. So we will have 4x squared plus y squared equals to 64. Apa ni? 4 bahagi 64. You akan dapat apa ni guys? X squared over what? If you divide by 4.
16.
16. Very good. So y squared over 64 equals to 1. So now let us sketch all of these equations into the same axis of x and y. Kita kena combine. Kita ada 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 graph. So the answer would be like this. So we have x, we have y. Okay guys, the first point when k equals to 0, we just have a point at 0, 0. So we just get this. And then the second equation, we have x squared over 1 plus y squared over 4 equals to 1. So we know that this is an ellipse and the major axis is y. Okay, so we will have this ellipse. Guys, what's the point here? What's the coordinate here? Apa koordinat pada paksi y tu berdasarkan equation ni?
4.
4 ke 2?
2.
2. Okay, please be careful. Kalau sebelum ni you all ada macam ni kan? X. Sebelum ni, before this, dalam in previous chapter, previous subtopic, you have something like this. X over A squared. Macam tu. So, which means that kita punya tu kena punca kuasa lah. Y over B squared. Macam tu. Equals to 1 kan? Ellipse kan? So, dalam case ni, you all kena punca kuasakan 4 lah. So, square root of 4, we have 2. Okay, and the values of x is 1. Square root of 1, still 1. Next, this equation, again, we have an ellipse, and the major axis is y. So the second ellipse should be like this, should be greater than the first ellipse, like this. And the values here, we will have x axis should be, apa nilai dia ni? Square root of 4, so should be 2, yes, very good, 2. And then square root of 16 should be 4. Yes, okay. And the last one, last equation, this equation. Okay, also an ellipse. So this is the biggest one. Okay, so the biggest ellipse here. All right. So on y-axis should be 64. Square root of 64 is 8, isn't it? And then square root of 16 is 4. So this is the values of k when k equals to 0. And then this is when k equals to 4. And this is when k equals to 16. And the last one, k equals to 64. Okay, so that's it. That's the answer for this question. Okay, this type of curves, we have quadratic equations here. Okay, next I'm going to show you second example. Example 2, we will consider linear equations. Okay. Again, construct a contour map or contour plot. Ikutlah. Sometimes in the equation it mention contour plot. So benda yang sama je sebenarnya. For the function fxy, guys, give me a number from 5 to 8. Give me a number.
6.
6. Okay, 6. Let's say plus x minus y. Kita buat macam ni Using level curves of height. Okay, let's say now I'll start with negative k. So let's say I start with negative 3, 0, 4, and let's say 8. Macam tu. Okay, so solution. What is the first step, guys? What should we do? First step. Mula-mula kena buat apa? Ada yang tak mute ni. Kalau tak mute, you jawablah soalan.
Z equal K.
Yes, very good. Okay, we let Z equals to the function, yes, fxy, and then it's also equals to K, right, the height. So now let us test one by one the values of K. We substitute. Ada yang tak mute microphone. So please saya takut terganggu yang lain. Kalau you nak jawab, you boleh unmute. It's okay. So please mute kalau tak jawab. Okay, now K equals to negative 3. Alright, we will have before that, saya tertinggal. Kita kena let dulu yang ni tadi kan, thus equations kita apa jadinya? 6 plus x minus y equals to K. Therefore, x minus y equals to K minus 6. Macam tu. Alright, so this is our equation now. So we need to substitute the values of K inside this equation. First we have K equals to apa tadi? Negative 3. Negative 3. So we will have x minus y equals to negative 3 minus 6. Macam tu. Okay, so we will have x minus y equals to negative 9. So we need to plot this straight line. So as what we already learned last week, we are going to change this into intercept form. Then we will get negative x over 9. Negative becomes plus y over 9 equals to 1. Like that. Okay, next substitute K equals to 0. Alright, K equals to 0. We have x minus y equals to 0 minus 6. Right, 0 minus 6 of course lah negative 6. So we will have negative x over 6 plus y over 6 equals to 1. Next, K equals to 4. So we will have x minus y equals to 4 minus 6. So we will have x minus y equals to negative 2. Then we will have this as the intercept form. Positive 2 equals to 1. So the last one is K equals to y? 8. K equals to 8. Substitute here. Equals to 8 minus 6. So you all akan ada x minus y equals to 2. So x over 2 minus y over 2 equals to 1. Like this. Okay, so let us plot all the equations on the same axis. Okay. So we will have x and y. Okay, first of all, k equals to -3. So we have -9. Be careful guys. In your test, make sure you careful tengok dia punya sign, negative or positive. X -9 and y +9. So x -9 here, y +9. Therefore, this is the first line. Okay. And then the second equation, when k equals to 0, we have x equals to -6 and y equals to 6. So here -6 and y equals to 6. Therefore, this is the line. Guys, you all pakai pembaris And then when k equals to 4, -2 and 2. So -2, here should be 2. So this is the line. How about the last one? K equals to 8. X positive. Sekarang ni X ni positif pula. X positif, but Y yang negatif. So X positive 2. And then Y -2. Macam tu. So this is the line. So that's it. That's the answer. Okay. So done already on level curves. Did you understand this topic? Level curves?
Yes.
Okay, good. It's very simple, guys. Soalan ni sebenarnya simple je. Okay, next, cylindrical surfaces. This is a very important topic because what you already learned in this topic will be used also until chapter 4. Guna sampai chapter 4. So, sangatlah penting cylindrical surfaces ni. You need to know. Sampai satu tahap saya nak pelajar-pelajar saya, you tengok equation, you know already what shape do we have. Okay? Sampai tahap macam tu. You nampak je equation tu, you dah tahu dah. Oh, dia bentuk paraboloid. Oh, dia bentuk ellipsoid. Macam tu. Okay? So, we will go one by one. First, we will learn about parabolic cylinder. Okay, number 1. Parabolic cylinder. Okay, again, I will show some examples. Sketch the following surfaces. Ingat tak saya kata chapter subtopic 1.2 last week. Bila ada perkataan surfaces ni, ini bermaksud 3D lah, dia nak dilukis 3D Okay. Question number 1. Let's say we have y equals to, let's say 9 minus z squared. 9 minus z squared. Okay, number 2, we will, let's say we have x equals to 1 z squared plus 1. Macam tu, z squared plus 1. And then apa lagi? Z kan? Z tak ada. Number 3, let's say z equals to apa saya nak bagi you all ni? Okay, z equals to, let's say 25 minus x squared. Tak nak lah 25 minus, boleh lah 25 minus x squared. Macam tu. Okay, 3 soalan. Alright, now solution. We will do it one by one. Guys, kalau you lapar, you boleh makan Saya tak kisah. As long as you pay attention and then you copy everything. Alright, now question number 1, we have y equals to 9 minus z squared. Oh, sorry. Okay, now guys, the situation is like this. When you encounter this type of equation, okay, if you are not confident, then you need to sketch the graph in 2D first to get the idea. Okay, tujuan kita lukis 2D ni just untuk dapatkan idea sahaja. Soalan ni dia nak you lukis surface. Bila surface bermaksud 3D. Alright? But kalau you tak ada idea langsung nak lukis macam mana, try to plot the graph in 2D first. Okay, so in 2D, apa paksi yang terlibat dalam soalan ni? We only have y and z, isn't it? So we have yz plane. So hanya yz sahaja yang terlibat. So right now, we will have two axes. Of course, y dengan z lah. And you have to bear in mind, bila y dengan z ataupun x dengan z, ada je z, z must be always the vertical axis. Ingat z must be always the vertical axis. Which means that z sentiasa tegak. Kalau z dengan x pun sama, dia akan tegak, dia akan berada di bahagian yang vertical. Okay, and then dalam kes kita ni, sebab y ni couple dengan z, y mengalah lah. So y duduk tepi. Y duduk tepi macam ni. Okay, now we know that y is the subject. Okay, y is the subject. So kita dah belajar quadratic last week, isn't it? So subject kita y, which means that parabola tu akan menghadap ke arah mana?
Up, down.
Down tu kalau paksi y duduk atas, kalau paksi y duduk tepi macam ni.
Kiri kanan.
Kiri kanan, yes. Konsep dia adalah dia menghadap. Okey, dia menghadap paksi mana tu? Kita punya subjek y. So bila subjek kita y and then nilai kat sini negatif, maksudnya dia menghadap paksi y yang negatif. Dalam kes kita sekarang ni, position y kita melintang. So bila paksi y melintang macam ni, negatif y tu suppose dia dekat sini kan? Okay, however guys, dia plus 9. So bila plus 9, what happen?
Dia bergerak ke kanan 9.
Yes, dia bergerak macam gini kan? Macam tu. Okay. So right now here should be 9 and the values here should be 3 and negative 3, isn't it? Boleh terima? Understand this, guys?
Yes, madam.
Okay.
Yes.
So now guys, we want to change this into 3D. Okay, so in 3D, ni kena careful ni. In 3D, of course, we will have 3 axes. Three axes. Okay, now let's say this is your x, y, and z. Okay, and then you all ada, ni kita nak transfer daripada 2D ni, position ni, y equals to 9 minus z squared ni, ke 3D. Okay, so now position dia still, dia adalah menghadap macam ni lah. Dia sama. Kebetulan soalan ni sama position dia. Macam tu. Sekejap . 9, here should be 3 and right here is negative 3. Okay, now guys, soalan ni dia tak ada variable apa dalam equation asal kita ni. Y equals to, dia tak ada x, y equals to 9 minus z squared. So dalam equation ni, dia tak ada no variable x. No x. So the graph should be parallel along x. Dia akan parallel sepanjang paksi X. So you kena tarik dia, tak kisahlah nak tarik ke depan boleh, nak tarik ke belakang pun boleh. Dia kena parallel sepanjang paksi X guys. So dia akan ada satu macam ni, you tarik dia. Macam tu lah lebih kurang. Sepanjang paksi X, dia kena parallel sepanjang paksi X. Can you imagine it? Dia macam longkang terbalik ni. Boleh guys?
Boleh.
Boleh.
Apa kita tengok exercise yang seterusnya, soal nombor 2. So nanti you lebih faham lah. Okay, number 2. X equals to Z squared plus 1. Copy. Okay, now let's see kita try plot in 2D. In 2 dimension. So of course lah X dengan Z plane Okay, sebab ada X dengan Z je. So now you all lukis lah. Always bear in mind Z must be always vertical. So now X dekat sini. Okay, what's the subject now? Apa subject kita dalam equation ni?
X.
X. Okay, so now what happened? The parabola should be facing which side?
Left and right.
Left and right. Okay, good. So now right ke left?
Right.
No.
Right.
Right.
Okay, very good. Right. And then dia plus 1 kan? Dia right tapi dia plus 1. So dia tambah 1 lah. Dia macam ni. Isn't it? Okay. Boleh? Ni 1. Dia menghadap paksi X sebelah kanan sebab dia positif tapi dia shift 1. So plus 1. Understand guys? Yang ni?
Yes.
Okay,
Boleh.
now 3D. In 3D. Okay, in 3D kita nak transform dia daripada 2D kepada 3D. Okay, X, Y and Z. Okay, now you tengok dia menghadap paksi X positif tau. Dia menghadap X positif. So dalam 3D, X positif adalah ke arah depan, isn't it? Ke arah depan. Okay, so dia menghadap paksi X positif macam ni. Okay, macam tu guys. And then right here should be 1. Macam tu. Okay. So now sekejap saya ingit sikit ni. Lebih kurang macam ni lah. Macam tu. So yang ni dia 1 macam tu. Nampak tak? Dia menghadap ke arah X and then dia positif 1 bucu dia. Macam tu. So dia menghadap ke arah positif X. Kalau you letak kat belakang, salah. Belakang tu X negatif, ni X positif. Okay, now X equals to Z squared plus 1. In this equation, we don't have variable what?
Y.
Yes, no Y. So this curve should be parallel along Y. Okay, so bila parallel along Y, what we do, you tarik lah. You tarik belah kanan, boleh belah kiri, boleh suka hati, tapi saya suka tarik belah kanan lah. Like this. You tarik lah. Tarik. Oops, dia pendek sebelah, panjang sebelah. Macam ni. Like that. Understand?
Yes.
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 Okay, last question. You boleh imagine tak bentuk dia guys? Last question ni, yang ni. Dia kat
Boleh.
mana ni? Parabolic cylinder ni.
Atas bawah.
Atas bawah.
Good.
Okay, atas bawah. Okay. Sebab Z sebagai subjek kan, betul dah atas bawah. Betul dah. Okay, dia tak ada variable apa ni?
Kita tak variable
Y.
Y. Okay, good. Dia tak ada variable Y. No Y. Okay, so now straight away saya lukis 3D lah So there is no Y here and then subjek kita Z. Okay. atas bawah, tapi dalam kes ni dia menghadap ke mana?
Menghadap
Bawah.
ke bawah.
Bawah,
Menghadap ke
yes,
bawah.
very good. Dia menghadap ke bawah, yes.
Tapi shifted to 25.
Okay. So let's say lah, kalau ada yang confuse lagi, into D, kalau ikutkan, dia ada X, ada Z atas kan. So dia lebih kurang macam gini kan. Dia masam, tapi ni 25, yang kat sini negative 5, 5. So you nak transform 3D. In 3D, okay guys. Okay. Paksi Z, X dengan Y ni. Okay. You nak transform daripada 3D ni, daripada 2D ni, you nak transform ke 3D ni, dia macam ni kan, dia depan dengan belakang kan sebab dia paksi X. So paksi X suppose dia depan dengan belakang lah. So it will be like this. Satu depan positif 5, belakang ni negatif 5. Now dia tak ada variable Y, should be parallel along Y. So parallel along Y. So dia jadilah dia. You tariklah sebelah kanan boleh, nak tarik sebelah kiri pun boleh. Pendek sangat saya buat. Kasih saya ni, sekejap saya panjangkan sikit. Y. So satu pendek, satu panjang macam tu. And then the value here is 25 lah, of course. Okay, like that. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, good. Next. Cylinder, yes, cylinder. Number 2, we have cylinder. For example, sketch the following surfaces. Okay, let's say number 1, we have 5x squared plus 5y squared equals to 125. And then number 2, let's say I change the equation into let's say 4x squared plus z squared equals to 16. Okay. Solution. Question number 1. Okay, so at first glance, when you look at this question, 5x squared plus 5y squared, you nampak apa dalam 2D sebenarnya? Ini question apa dalam 2D ni? Bentuk apa guys dalam 2D?
Circle.
Circle, yes, very good. So nak tahu circle, kita kena bahagi 5 kan, semua sekali. So x squared plus y squared equals to 125 divided by 5 is 25. So we know that this is a circle with radius equals to 5. So you apa lukislah dalam 2D in 2 dimension. This is a circle. Macam tu. Okay, x and y. So we have this circle, radius 5, 5, 5. Macam tu. Right here is negative 5, here is negative 5. Okay, now kita nak transform dalam 3D. In 3D, Okay, guys. We have X, Y, and Z. Right. In this equation, we don't have variable what, guys? Dalam ni, kita tak ada variable apa ni?
Z.
Yes, no Z. So, bila no Z bermaksud you punya graph tu akan parallel sepanjang paksi Z. So, you boleh tarik lah. Okay, let's say this is the line. Dan you tarik lah sama ada ke atas ataupun ke bawah. Alright, so that's the cylinder. 5. Here is -5. -5 kat situ pula. Salah. -5 kat sini. Here is 5. Ni pada tapak Oops, sorry. Belakang ni -5. Macam tu. Okay. So that's your cylinder lah. Number 2. Okay, my brilliant students, what shape do we have here in 2 dimensions? Bentuk apa ni dalam 2 dimensions?
Ellipse.
Ellipse.
Yes, very good. This is an ellipse. Very good. Well done. This is an ellipse. So last week we already learned what we need to do when we have an ellipse. We will divide everything by 16. Therefore, we will have x squared. 4/16 is 4 plus z squared over 16. So equals to 1. We know that this is an ellipse. Okay, and then the major axis should be is Z. Z, yes, Z. Okay, now let us transform the graph straight away into 3D. Sebab ni simple je guys, cylinder ni. Cumanya sekarang ni, you punya cylinder tu dia jadi elliptical cylinder. Pernah makan Pringles? Tahu Pringles guys, chips tu. Kalau dia punya box Pringles tu kan macam bentuk silinder kan, tapi kalau you pengik dia jadilah elliptical cylinder. So dalam kes kita ni, alright, kita ada paksi X dengan Z je guys. So X dengan Z, of course lah dia jadi macam ni. Ni ke belakang. So Z apa bucu dia ni? Apa dia punya koordinat kat sini dekat Z?
4.
4. Okay, very good. How about X?
2.
2, yes. So in this case, we don't have variable what?
Y.
Yes, no Y. So our cylinder should be parallel along Y. So you tarik lah. Make it longer with respect to Y axis. Okay. Macam tu. Alright. So that's the cylinder. But now, specifically lah nama dia cylinder. Tapi kalau secara spesifik ni, ini adalah circular cylinder. And this is elliptical cylinder. Okay. So that's cylinder. Parabolic. Parabolic ni menarik. Saya akan explain detail about parabolic. Number 3, we have parabolic. Okay, for example, sketch the surface of, let's say z equals to 25 minus x squared minus y squared. Okay, now my question, listen here carefully. Okay, what's the difference between this equation and the equation for parabolic cylinder? Apa beza persamaan ni dengan persamaan parabolic cylinder tadi, yang pertama tadi?
have three variables.
Boleh
Yes.
ubah.
Okay, good, very good. In this case, we have three variables. Semua variables ada. Okay, kalau tadi parabolic cylinder tu, dia ada salah satu, dia tak ada salah satu. Contohnya Y dengan Z dia tak ada X. Lepas tu yang nombor 2 X dengan Z ada tak ada Y. Macam tu. Okay, but dalam kes paraboloid, ketiga-tiga variables tu ada. Okay, all variables are there in this equation. Okay, now we have the subject of Y. Subject kita Z. Okay, that is our subject. Okay, guys. I will show you step by step. So look here carefully. Alright. Dalam kes ni, first kali kita buat into D lah. Of course, into D. Kita buat pandangan atas dulu. So bila pandangan atas, we will have XY plane. Okay, XY plane. And then let's let Z equals to 0. So bila Z equals to 0, we will have 25 minus X squared minus Y squared equals to 0. Therefore, X squared plus Y squared equals to 25. And then kalau lah Z equals to, let's say 4, 25, 16 lah, 16. Saya nak bagi nombor dia cantik. So kalau 16, we will have 25 minus X squared minus Y squared equals to 16. So X squared plus Y squared equals to 9, isn't it? 25 tolak 16, 9. And then if we keep continuing it, let's say equals to 25 lah. So when equals to 25, we will have 25 minus X squared minus Y squared equals to 25. Therefore, X squared plus Y squared equals to 0, isn't it? Okay, equals to 0. So kalau you lukis graf ni dalam 2D, paksi yang terlibat XY plane, of course lah X dengan Y. Okay, so we will have X, Y. Okay, when Z equals to 0, we have this equation. X squared plus Y squared equals to 25. So this is a circle with radius 5, isn't it? A circle with radius 5. So you buatlah satu bulatan. Radius dia 5. Kat sini dia pun 5. Macam tu. Okay, kat sini negative 5 lah, of course. So here negative 5. And then the second circle, when Z equals to 16, we have a circle. Okay, right now in this case, this radius equals to 5. And in this case, the radius equals to 3. So the second circle should be smaller than the first circle, isn't it? Dia patut lebih kecil daripada the first circle tu sebab radius dia 3. So we have this circle. Okay, radius 3. Right here, 3. And the last one we have X squared plus Y squared equals to 0. So we just have a point here, 0, 0. Okay, a point of 0, 0. So that's it. That's for the XY plane. Now let us choose XZ plane. Again into D. Alright, kita ambil XY dulu lah. Not XY, XY tadi. XZ plane. XZ plane. So in XZ plane, we let Y equals to 0. Therefore, the equation we turn into Z equals to 25 minus X squared lah. Sebab Y dah jadi 0. Okay, so Y equals to 0. Therefore, Z equals to 25 minus X squared. Kita akan dapat bentuk apa ni? Parabola. Kiri, kanan, atas, bawah. Bawah. Okay, good. Y pula, Z. But now we have this shape. Right here is 25. Kat sini negative 5. Kat sini 5. Okay, next again into dimension. But now we consider YZ plane pula. YZ plane. So in YZ plane, we let x equals to 0. So we have z equals to 25 minus y squared. So now the graph in 2D should be like this. We have y, we have z. Again downward lah sebab paksi kita z sebagai subjek. Ni z subjek ni. So here 25. Right here negative 5. Here is positive 5. Okay, now kita nak plot ketiga-tiga graf ni dalam 3D. Okay. So in 3 dimensions. Oops. In 3D. We have 3 axes. X, Y, and Z. Okay guys, now I'm going to open my camera. Okay, so can you see me? Guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to, okay, sekarang ni kita nak transfer yang first graph ni dulu, circle ni. Okay, now you have to imagine that you have this view of circle. Okay, pandangan atas. Maksudnya you pandang daripada paksi Z, you nampak bulat lingkaran formula tu. Lingkaran yang ubat nyamuk tu. Okay, so the first circle with radius 5, for example, the bigger circle, and then we have the smaller circle with radius 3, and then the last one, no radius, 0, 0. Okay, so this is the first view, pandang daripada atas. Okay, now I want to transform these circles into 3D. So what happened, guys? Instead of having position like this, pandangan atas, now we are going to have the front view, pandangan depan. So what you should do is, you have to flip your disc like this. You kena flipkan you punya CD tu macam ni, pandangan depan. Okay, so bila pandangan depan macam ni, what happen bila kita nak lukis, the first circle with radius 5 tu, you akan dapat lepeh sikit lah. Sebab dia pandangan depan. So dia macam gini. Ni radius 5. Right here is 5, negative 5. Sebelah kiri negative 5. And then belah belakang negative 5. Macam tu. Boleh imagine tak? Mula-mula dia macam ni. Lepas tu you flip dia pandangan depan macam ni. Understand, guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
As we know, the value here is when K equals to 0. Okay, apa maksud K? Apa maksud K, guys? K means
Level curve.
level curve. Okay, okay, correct. K means height. Alright, K means height, ketinggian. Alright, so pada level K equals to 0, bermaksud you punya CD tu berada pada tapak. Okay, pada tapak. That's why we have when the values of K equals to 0 here. When K equals to 0. And then now, next, for the second circle, when K equals to 16. Okay, K equals to 16 and Z equals to 16 lah. Z sama dengan K lah . Okay, Z sama dengan K, ketinggian dia. So, when Z equals to 16 means kita naik atas sikit. Atas sikit, Z equals to 16 ni. We have a smaller circle. Kenapa smaller? Sebab pada level Z equals to 16, kita hanya ada radius R equals to 3. Kalau tadi R equals to 5. Pada tapak, pada Z equals to 0. But now the height getting higher. Okay, dia makin tinggi, Z equals to 16, naik atas sikit. Tapi kita punya circle jadi smaller. So what happened? Dia akan jadi smaller circle like this lah. Macam tu. Lepeh jugalah sebab pandangan depan. Okay. Next, the last is when Z equals to 25. Pada nilai Z equals to 25, kita hanya ada point saja. A point. Okay, satu titik je. Yang tadi K K equals to 16 dekat sini. And the last one ni, K equals to 25. So maksudnya pada tinggi paling highest sekali, Z equals to 25 ni, dia hanya ada point saja, titik saja. Okay, dot, dia tak ada radius. Because x squared plus y squared equals to 0. So hanya ada titik sahaja pada level Z equals to 25. Okay, understand this step? Boleh
Yes.
faham? Okay, good.
Boleh.
Okay, so now we move to the second graph. Here, look here. Kita ada paksi X, kita ada paksi Z. You ada curve macam tu. Right? X merujuk kepada depan dan belakang dalam 3D. Okay, so positive 5 at the front, pada bahagian depan. Negative 5 pada bahagian belakang. So what happened guys? You ada depan, you ada belakang kan? Ni depan. X positif depan. Yang belakang yang ni, X negatif. So your curve, just now, your curve should be turned like this. Curve awak tadi tu, parabola tu, dia jadi macam ni. So at the back should be dotted lah. Macam tu. Pada paksi X dengan Z. Okay? Paksi X dengan Z. Now, paksi X, paksi Z dengan Y pula. Z dengan Y ni sama juga. Puncak dia Z equals to 25. Ni 25 ni. But now, Y equals to negative 5 and 5. So sebelah kiri dan kanan. Okay, you see? Y equals to negative 5. Here, sebelah kiri, and then y equals to positive 5 sebelah kanan. So you will have this curve. Parabola, you punya parabola, curve parabola tu kat sini. Cantumkan dia. That's why we have a paraboloid. Ni nama dia paraboloid dalam 3D. Paraboloid 3D 3D dia jadi paraboloid. Mangkuk tom yum tumpah. Terbalik Understand, guys?
Boleh.
Boleh Okay, but guys, in reality, you tak payahlah lukis step by step macam ni. Saya lukis ni supaya you faham kenapa dari segi matematiknya equation tadi tu dapat bentuk mangkuk tom yum ni. Sebab step by stepnya macam ni. Okay, tapi but these steps, sketches in 2D ni membantu you untuk dapatkan gambaran awal bentuk apa yang kita boleh lukis daripada equation tersebut. Let's say dalam test you tak ada idea langsung, bentuk apa yang tak ingat langsung. You try buat 2D. So you dapat idea sebenarnya tu bentuk apa. Okay. Next, let's say I give you second example. Sketch. Oh my God. Sketch the surface of let's say we have y equals to x squared plus z squared. Let's say minus, oh no. Boleh lah. Z squared plus 1, for example, like that. Plus 1. Okay, logically, you nampak soalan ni guys. Apa subjek kita mula-mula? What's the subject in this question?
Y.
Y. Okay, paksi Y. So now, dia menghadap ke arah mana? Kalau 3D, Y kiri kanan kan kalau 3D. So sekarang ni dia positif ke negatif ni?
Positif.
Positif. So dia akan menghadapnya ke mana? Bukaan tu.
Ke kanan.
Ke kanan, yes, very good. Dia akan ke kanan. Okay, so kita pun sketch terus lah 3D. Bila you dah dapat idea tu guys, dia simple je. You dah dapat pattern lah, you nampak lah dia dekat mana. So right now, Y sebagai subjek, X, Y and Z. So you tahu dah dia menghadap ke kanan. But now we have shifting 1 plus 1. Positif positif 1. So maksudnya dia punya bucu tu pada 1 So dia menghadap ke kanan. Dia punya bucu macam ni kan 1 kan. Okay, so dalam kes ni dia berbeza daripada tadi, daripada parabolic cylinder sebab dia ada ketiga-tiga variable. So automatically you dalam kepala you dah dapat dah, oh dia tiga-tiga variable ada. So dia mesti paraboloid. Automatically you can make this. Dapatlah mangkuk tom yum. Dah full mark dah you jawab macam ni. Okay. Dalam soalan test, soalan lukis sketch ni 3 markah biasanya guys. So you kena make sure position you betul. And then kalau you plot titik koordinat, you plot satu koordinat tu mesti betul. Okay, so dalam kes ni satu lah. Okay.
Dia tak perlu jalan kira ke Madam?
Sorry?
Dia tak perlu jalan kira ke?
Tak tengok jalan kira tak? Kita markah 100% from the figure. That's why saya kata jalan kerja 2D tadi tu dia tak ada markah pun, tapi jalan kerja tu membantu you untuk lukis 3D. Okay. So markah memang 100% from the figure lah sebab dia nak surface. Macam ni. Alright. Understand guys?
Yes.
Okay. So next we will have okay, if you look here guys, soalan macam ni kan, you don't have to worry, don't panic. Kalau soalan dia ada coefficient, ingat tak saya pesan apa last week? The numbers or the coefficients are just representing the size of your parabola lah. Kalau dalam kes ni size mangkuk lah, size paraboloid itu. Okay, maksudnya kalau dia besar, bila nilai dia besar dia makin menguncup. Okay, kalau nilai dia kecil dia akan mengembang lah mangkuk tu. Doesn't matter. What matter here is the subject. You tengok subjek dia apa. Positif maksudnya ke arah positif paksi tu. Kalau negatif, ke arah negatif. You kena ingat benda tu. Okay. Dalam kes ni, Z. That's why dia menghadap Z positif jugalah. Di ke atas. So dalam equation C, subjek kita X. And then X positif, dua-dua positif. So bila positif, X positif ke hadapan. C dia ke depan. Macam tu, dia menghadap X positif. And then dalam kes ni, C, Z equals to 4 minus. Dia ada minus, kurungan lagi. So maksudnya minus dua-dua. So bila Z tu minus, maksudnya dia ke bawah lah. Ke bawah, tapi dia shifting 4. Dia tambah 4 ke atas. So that's the vertex is 4, tapi dia tetap menghadap ke bawah. Sebab dia negatif tadi tu. Negatif X squared minus Y squared ni. Understand?
Madam?
Ya. Yeah.
If kalau dia punya coefficient tu ada negatif?
Dia coefficient tu ada negatif, maksudnya macam ni. Z, sorry. Z equals to negatif, bukan, 4 minus negatif lagi, 2x kuasa 2 macam tu. Macam tu, maksud awak?
Kalau macam tu dia jadi positif kan?
Jadi positif. Maksudnya apa yang negatif? You nak tanya sekarang ni?
Sekarang ni kalau macam kita kembangkan dia jadi positif dua-dua kan coefficient dia.
Dia jadi positif, betul, pandai. 2x squared plus 2y squared, betul. So apa? What happened here? What happened here? So dia akan jadi ke mana? Positif ke negatif? Mangkuk tu. Okey, subjek dia Z, subjek dia Z. So sekarang ni dia positif. So maksudnya ke atas lah kan? So bila ke atas, mangkuk tom yum you ni, okey, dia ke atas, you dah tahu dah dia ke atas. Tapi dia shifting 4 ni kan? So dia akan jadi mangkuk kita tu ke atas lah. Z. Dia Z. Macam ni.
Masa,
ini 4.
Adam?
Ya.
Maksud saya kalau macam coefficient tu salah satu je negatif.
Oh, tak boleh.
Boleh ke?
Dia tak boleh. Bukan. Dia bukan bentuk paraboloid. It's not paraboloid. Dia something else. Dia tak ada. Dia takkan lain. Salah satu takkan lain. Syllabus you cover, both mesti sama. Kalau tak ada jadi something else lah. You kena pakai software lah nak lukis tu. Dia bukan bentuk yang quadric surfaces ni. Bukan. Dia mesti sama. Don't worry. Dia memang akan sama. Both mesti sama. Okay? That's good question. So,
Madam.
Nice. Yeah.
Madam, sorry, Madam. Can we have a 5 minutes break, Madam?
5 minutes break. Boleh. Penat dah ke?
Yes, Madam. Thank you.
That's why saya kata you boleh je nak minum ke, nak makan ke, time close saya tak kisah. Boleh. Take 5. Tak apa guys, kita habis awal, kita siap awal, kita habis awal hari ni. Tak sampai pukul 6 ni, saya nak habiskan je terus. Boleh? Can I continue?
Boleh.
Yes, madam.
Boleh.
Don't worry guys, sebenarnya saya tak kisah you nak pergi toilet ke tengah lecture, tak apa. Sebab saya akan bagi record YouTube ni. Saya akan masukkan dalam YouTube, saya akan bagi recorded video. Maksudnya kalau you missing pun, you nak pergi toilet ke, nak minum air ke, boleh je sebenarnya. Saya akan bagi you recorded video kita ni. And then also the notes. Don't worry, okay? So you don't have to worry. Alright.
Okay, madam. Thank you.
Alright, so now you tengok saya ada 3 soalan macam ni. Saya suka combine. Saya combine teruslah spheres dengan ellipsoid sebab equation dia lebih kurang sama. Okay, cumanya kalau spheres ni dia punya coefficient tu samalah. All the coefficients for x, y dengan z dia akan sama. Tapi kalau ellipsoid dia akan ada nilai yang berbeza. So let us solve one by one this question. So question number 1, solution. Okay, we have 9 x squared plus 9 y squared plus 9 z squared equals to 81. Okay, so always bear in mind bila coefficient dia sama, confirm dalam 2D dia adalah circle. Okay, the difference between this equation and equation cylinder tadi apa? Tadi kita belajar equation cylinder kan? Apa beza equation ni dengan equation cylinder yang kita belajar tadi? Nombor 2 tu. What's the difference? Apa beza dia?
Coefficient advanced.
Okay, good. Dalam sphere, kita ada ketiga-tiga variables. Tapi kalau dalam silinder, dia ada salah satu sahaja. Salah satu tu tak ada. Okay, dia ada 2 je. Dia tak ada salah satu tu. Itu dalam silinder. Okay, maksudnya dalam kes tadi silinder ni, sebab apa tak ada, kita boleh tarik benda tu parallel sepanjang variable yang tak ada tu. Tapi dalam kes sphere, tak payah tarik lah. Sebab dia memang ada ketiga-tiga variable sekaligus. Okay, so dalam kes ni, kalau you nak tahu dia punya radius, kita kena divide everything by 9. So if we divide everything by 9, we will have x squared plus y squared plus z squared equals to 81 divided by 9 is 9. So the radius should be 3 Soalan ni simple lah, senang je ini. I believe all of you can understand this. So x, y and z. Of course we have a sphere. So cara lukis sphere, you buat tengah dulu lepis sikit. Lepas tu you buat dia punya bumbung. And then you buat dia punya bawah ni. Okay, so the radius is what? Now, what's the radius of the sphere?
3.
3. Okay, it should be 3. So atas ni 3, depan ni 3. Okay, 3. So full mark. You jawab macam tu, dia dapat full mark lah. Okay, number 2. Number 2 is special case. Question number 2, we have z equals to square root of 16 minus x squared minus y squared. Okay, soalan kawan you tadi tu, adakah sama, ada tak salah satu tu positif? Tak ada. Okay, dia mesti sama. Yang kuasa 2 tu, power kuasa 2 tu dia mesti akan sama pasangan dia. So kalau di sini negatif, of course kat sini pun negatif lah. Okay, so if you have this type of equation, don't panic guys. What you should do is, you need to square both sides. Make sure you squarekan kedua-dua belah ni to get the idea. So you akan squarekan. So bila you dah square, hilanglah negatif square root sign ni. So bila hilang, you akan dapat 16 minus x squared minus y squared. Macam ni. So next, just rearrange the position. So we will have x squared plus y squared plus z squared equals to 16. So we know that this is a sphere with radius 4. Okay, we know from here this is a sphere with radius 4. However, okay guys, however, as I mentioned last week, if we have square root sign and if we don't have any negative sign here, dia tak ada negatif kat depan ni, bermaksud itu adalah positif. So in this case, Z must be always positive. So apa maksud dia kat sini guys? We just care about the positive part of Z. Kita hanya nak bahagian Z positif sahaja. So what happened, instead of having a complete sphere, we just have positive part of sphere, which becomes a hemisphere. Okay, dia akan jadi hemisphere. Sebab kita hanya nak bahagian positif je, kita nak bahagian Z negatif. So, dia akan jadi hemisphere sebelah atas lah. Okay, X, Y, and Z. So, dia akan jadi hemisphere sebelah atas, like this. What's the radius? 4 kan? So, atas ni 4, kat sini negative 4, here is positive 4, kat sini positive 4, like that. So, that's the hemisphere for this question. Last question. This one. Okay, now if you notice here, the values of the coefficients for y is different. Okay, coefficient untuk y ni dia berbeza, dia adalah 1. Okay, so we know that bila salah satu tu lain, dia akan jadi ellipse. So dalam 3D dia jadi ellipsoid. Okay, nama 3D dia ellipsoid lah. So what you should do here, you have to divide everything by 125. So 5 over 125 should be x squared over 25 plus y squared over 125 plus z squared over 25 equals to 1. So now, can you give me the major axis? What's the major axis here?
Y.
Yes, okay, ellipsoid and the major axis should be y lah. So ellipsoid ni guys, dia bentuk macam bola rugby. Okay, bentuk dia macam bola rugby. So right now, you punya major axis pada paksi Y, so dia tegak lah. Dia akan bola rugby tu pada paksi Y. Okay. So let us sketch the ellipsoid. X, Y, and Z. Okay, you tengok dia memanjang ke arah paksi Y. So, you buat dia lepeh sikit lah. Macam tu. Okay. This is what? Square root of 125, isn't it? Paksi Y. Paksi X sama dengan apa? 5. Okay. Paksi Y 5. Paksi X 5. Tapi paksi Y square root of 125. Okay, now buatlah bumbung atas dia. Tapi dia lepeh je lah guys. Sebab dia ellipsoid. Okay, ellipsoid. Dia macam tu. Dia macam bola rugby. Okay, dia kecil je. Paksi Z dia 5 juga. Bawah ni negative 5. Cuma paksi Y je. Square root of negative 125. Dia panjang pada paksi Y. Okay, understand guys? Untuk ellipsoid. So,
Boleh.
untuk ellipsoid ni, dia depends on the equations. Sekejap kita tengok ellipsoid ni. Okay, so kalau dalam case macam ni, ini adalah Y tadi, Y major axis. Saya denote sikit, ini Y major axis. Kalau dalam case soalan B ni, Z major axis dia. That's why dia punya ni vertical ellipse lah. And then the last question, we have Z over 1, so the largest should be 9. So on X, that's why you dapat bola rugby macam ni. Okay. Now kita go back to equation, general equations of sphere. Okay, hemisphere tadi tu guys, dia ada side positif negatif lah. Kalau negatif square root of, maksudnya dia belah negatif lah. Kalau dia punya tu positif, sebelah positif. You just alert lah. Which side of the equations. Alright. So, next topic is general equation of a sphere. general equation of a sphere. We will have something like this. X minus x naught plus y minus y naught plus z minus z naught equals to k. Alright, so from this equation, we have three possible situations. Okay, number one. Alright, if k greater than 0, this means that the equation is representing a sphere with center at x naught, y naught and z naught with radius equals to square root k. Nah, itu kalau nilai k ni, k yang dekat sebelah kiri ni positif. Okay, what happen if k equals to 0? Okay, what happened guys? If k equals to 0, so we only have a point. Dia tak ada radius. So tak ada bulatan lah, tak ada circle lah, tak ada sphere lah. Just a point. What's the point? Of course lah, point kita x naught, y naught and z naught. Okay. Next, what happen if we have k less than 0? If k equals to 0, okay, k less than 0. Maksudnya bila you kira-kira, you dah buat completing the square whatsoever, you dapat nilai negatif. Which means that no conclusion. Okay, no conclusion. Kalau you dapat negatif, maksudnya tak ada conclusion. No graph. Tak ada graph pun. Tak ada lukis pun. Okay. Alright. So for this question, saya nak buat soalan exercise lah. Sekejap we go to exercise. Yang ni confirm lah, question number 5 ni kita dah tahu dah, dia siap-siap dia dah cakap dah center dengan radius. Of course lah, k dia positif. Okay, let's do question number 7. Exercise 1.1, question 7. Okay, so kita tengok soalan ni. Dia pernah keluar test soalan ni? Describe. Bila you nampak ataupun jumpa soalan macam ni guys, maksudnya you kena guna completing the square to solve this equation. So you kena test nilai k tu, k greater than 0 ke, k sama dengan 0 ke, ataupun k nombor negatif less than 0. Okay, so now let's say we solve question B first. Sebab dia tak ada coefficient, kita ambil question B. Saya akan solve dua-dua, tapi kita solve B dulu. Lepas tu baru kita go for A. So solve question B. Alright. Completing the square. You all dah belajar ni daripada sekolah menengah kan? Completing the square. Okay, first step. Open the bracket. Open the bracket. Allah, saya punya pen ni pun. Macam tu. X. Okay, tengok one by one step by step So X, dia punya couple dia, X kuasa 2 ni dengan X juga. So what happen guys? The value here, negative 3 ni, you kena ambil nilai sebelah dia. Kalau positif, positif lah. So dalam kes ni dia negatif. So negative 3 should be divided by 2. Bahagi 2. Okay, so bila you bahagi 2, X ni pasangan dia adalah negatif 3 tu bahagi 2 like this. So tutup kurungan, close. Settle on X plus, okay, buka kurungan untuk Y pula. Saya pakai warna hijau. Okay, Y pasangan dia plus 4Y. Okay, so Y pasangan dia plus 4Y. Plus 4 ni you kena bahagi 2 juga. Okay, so we will have Y plus 4. Okay, kenapa plus? Sebab dia plus lah. Kalau tadi negatif, sebab dia negatif 3. But now positive 4, so tambah lah. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So square, habis. Now Z. Z saya ambil warna pink. Okay, Z square. Z pasangan dia negatif 8Z ni. Okay, so make sure what you should do now is you have to divide negative 8 with 2. Maksudnya yang pasangan tu you bahagi 2. So 8 bahagi 2 Z sekarang ni minus ke positif? Minus or plus?
Minus.
Minus, okay, good. So 8 bahagi 2, 4 kuasa 2. Okay, dah settle. Tambah 25 tu you maintain je, plus 25, copy je balik. Okay, and then minus, buka kurungan. Okay, what happen next is, nilai yang kat belakang ni you kena kuasa 2 belaka. Okay, kuasa 2 semua sekali tu, then tambah. So 3 over 2 squared should be 9 over 4 lah. Okay, kuasa 2 dia. 9 over 4 tambah 2 kuasa 2 jadi 4 tambah negatif 4 kuasa 2 should be 16. So equate this with 0. Alright, did you have your calculator right now? Please calculate this. Saya nak you calculate yang belakang ni saja. So you akan dapat x minus 3 over 2 squared plus y plus 2 squared plus saya punya pen ni z minus 4 squared. Dia jadi berapa ni? 25 tolak 94 tolak 4 tolak 16. Kira lah guys, dia dapat berapa ni?
11 over 4.
Sorry,
11 over 4.
plus or minus?
Plus
Plus
11 over
11 over
4.
4. Okay, everyone got this? 11 over 4, betul? Semua dapat?
Yes.
Okay. So now, kalau you tengok soal nilai dia ni, the value here, 11 over 4, kalau you bawah, you bring this to the right hand side, you will get negative, isn't it? So bila negative, 3 over 2 squared plus y plus 2 squared plus z minus 4 squared equals to negative 11 over 4. Is there any conclusion here? Bentuk sphere ke ni?
Nope.
No. Okay, because k less than 0. Since k less than 0, there's no conclusion. Okay. Now, question B, 7B ni, tadi dah 7B, 7A. Ni, copy. Okay, first step guys, bila you nampak soalan macam ni, you kena make sure the coefficient for x squared, y squared, z squared equivalent to 1. So what you should do in this question, first you kena bahagi 2 semua sekali. Okay, bahagi 2 semua sekali. So we will have x squared plus y squared plus z squared minus x minus 3 over 2y plus 5 over 2 z minus 1 equals to 0. Okay, then baru you buat computing the square. Okay, so open the bracket. X, okay, pasangan x ni apa? X squared dengan negative 1, isn't it? So again, sama juga, step dia bahagi 2. Negatif 1 bahagi 2, so you will get minus 1 over 2. Kan, ni negatif 1 tau. So negatif 1 bahagi 2, negatif 1 per 2 lah, kuasa 2. Tambah, how about y?
Y minus 3.
Bahagi 2 kan?
Minus 3 over 4.
Yes, very good. So it should be y minus 3 over 4. 3 over 2 bahagi 2 jadi 3 over 4 lah. Okay? Square plus z. Z apa pasangan dia? Ni bahagi 2 ni. 5 per 2 bahagi 2 dapat apa?
Plus 5.
5/4.
Yes, 5/4. Kuasa 2 macam tu dah. Tolak 1 tu you copy je balik. Minus 1. Minus buka kurungan. The summation of all squares. Here, here and here. Okay. So 1/2 kuasa 2 1/4. Negatif 3/4 kuasa 2 tambah 9/16 lah. Yang ni tambah 25/4 kuasa 2 16 juga. So equals to 0. So calculate this guys. Tolong calculatekan benda ni. You all akan dapat apa ni? Kuasa 2 tambah y tolak 3/4. Kuasa 2 tambah z tambah 5 over 4 square. Saya nak terus pindahkan. You dapat apa? Negatif jadi positif ni saya rasa ni. Positif berapa ni? What's the value?
Negative 27 over 8.
Itu sebelum equal
Ya.
sign So
Ah,
kalau belakang jadi positif, right? Berapa tadi?
Right.
20?
27 over 8.
Over 8. Okay, good. Everyone got this? So what's the conclusion now?
Yes.
Okay, good. Very good. So what's the conclusion now? Is there any sphere here?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
conclusion di dalam test nanti you buat a sphere center at
Center.
apa center dia? Ni kalau negatif dia jadi positif atau dia terbalik. Kalau ni negatif dia jadi positif. 1 over 2. Kalau dia negatif dia jadi positif. So 3 over 4 and this one.
Negative 5 over 4.
Yes, very good. Negative 5 over 4. And the radius, don't forget radius adalah square root 27 over 8. Like that. Okay, so finish already. Next. Dah habis dah ni. Last shape saya rasa. Ellipsoid dah cover. Okay, cones. Right, cones. Cones number 5 Tadi nombor berapa? Number 5, yes. Okay, cones. I give you 2 equations for cones. Sketch. For example, sketch the surface of number 1. Let's say z equals to 1 minus 1 minus, let's say, x squared plus tadi z, okay, y lah, y squared macam ni. And then number 2, let's say we have x equals to, x squared. X squared equals to 9y squared plus 9z squared. Okay, kita ada 2 equation sekarang ni. Let us solve one by one. So solution. Okay guys, macam biasa soalan saya. Apa beza equation ni yang z ni? Ni, warna kuning. Apa beza equation ni dengan equation hemisphere? Apa beza equation ni dengan hemisphere?
Ada satu lah.
Ada satu. Kalau equation hemisphere, satu tu duduk mana?
Tu.
Duduk dalam square root tu kan?
Ya.
Satu tu ada dalam inside it. Okay. Now guys, in your test, if you don't have any idea, try to plot the graph in 2D first. Okay. So kita ada z equals to 1 minus like this, y squared, x squared plus y squared. Okay. Now kita nak plot in 2D. So in 2D you tak perlulah buat dua-dua, you buat salah satu je. Sekarang ni kita nak xz ataupun xz ataupun yz. Okay, which one you nak, xz ataupun yz? Pilih satu je saya nak. Xz or yz?
YZ.
Yz. Okay, kita ambil yz plane So yz plane, below yz plane kita let x equals to 0. Alright, very good. Good choice. Okay, so now kita ada z equals to 1 minus, bila x sama dengan 0, what happen, dia jadi punca kuasa y kuasa 2 macam ni kan? Okay. So now what happen here, bila ada punca kuasa dan kuasa 2, dia jadi plus minus. Okay, dia akan jadi z equals to 1 plus minus y. Macam tu. So bila jadi macam ni guys, kita akan pecahkan kepada dua equations. Okay, ada dua equations. Yang pertama, z equals to 1 plus y. And then yang kedua, z equals to 1 minus y. Macam tu. Okay, you nampak tak sekarang ni, daripada kuadratik dia jadi linear graph. Dia dah jadi linear graph dah. Sebab punca kuasa-kuasa 2, dia tak ada pasangan. Bila tak ada pasangan, dia jadi y lah. Sebab boleh cancel dia punya punca kuasa tu. Okay? So we have something like this. Now by using the intercept form, kalau you pindahkan dia akan jadi z over 1 minus y over y. Y over 1 equals to 1. Macam tu. And then yang ni you akan ada z over 1 plus y over 1 equals to 1. So jom kita lukis graph 2D dia on yz plane. Okay, ini y, ini z. Alright. So z equals to 1, dia dekat atas ni, and then y equals to negative 1. So negative 1 sebelah kiri. So you will have this line. Okay. This is the equation for z equals to 1 plus y. Lagi satu, z equals to 1, y equals to positive 1. So positive 1 sebelah kanan, dia jadi macam ni. So this is the equation for z equals to 1 minus y. Okay, now nak transform ni in 3D. In 3D, what happen guys? Dia akan jadi, okay, you plot dulu paksi macam biasa. 3 axis ni. X, suka tak keluar tau. X, Y and Z. Senang je guys. You nak pindahkan bentuk tu ke dalam 3D. So paksi Z satu. Paksi Y negative 1 dengan 1. So ni negative 1, kat sini 1. Automatically ini jadi cone lah. You buat je bulat macam itu. Dah siap. Understand?
Yes.
Okay, good. So next question, kita tengok ini question macam ni pula. Question number 2 ni. Okay, see. Now, kalau paraboloid, subjek dia kuasa 1. Ni tak ada kuasa 2 ni. Tapi kalau cones, semua kuasa 2 dengan subjek-subjek sekali kuasa 2. So kenapa equation ni akan membentuk cones? Sebab dia macam ni. Bila kita plot in 2D kan, in 2D for example. So bila 2D kita boleh pilih lah sama ada X dengan Y ataupun X dengan Z. Yang penting subjek tu kena ada lah. Okay, so let's say kita ambil X dengan Y. So XY plane. kita let Z equals to 0, so you akan dapat X squared equals to 9Y squared. Macam tu equation dia. Both sides ada square. So what you should do now is you have to take square root both sides. Kena punca kuasakan kedua-dua belah tu. So we take a square root here, dia akan jadi X equals to of course lah plus minus 3Y. So dah tak ada lah kuasa 2 tu. So dia akan jadi X. Okay. X equals to 3Y and then X equals to negative 3Y. So bila you plot graph 2D ni guys, paksi X dengan Y yang terlibat, X dengan Y ni, okay, X equals to 3Y, straight line kan, straight line dia gradient dia positif, dia sentuh origin kan, so dia macam ni. This is the line of X equals to 3Y, isn't it? Gradient dia positif, 3 tu. And then next, for this equation, X equals to negative 3Y, gradient dia negative, so dia negative lah. Macam ni. X equals to negative 3Y. So, terus dah nampak dalam 3D. In 3D, of course lah, you akan ada graph cones. Okay. X, Y, Z. Saya bagi tips lagi sekali. Okay, tips kita adalah kita punya subjek kita X tau. So, bila subjek, cones tu dia akan follow subjek. So, cones tu akan menghadap paksi X lah, sama ada ke depan dengan ke belakang lah sekarang ni sebab dia ada 2 sides So, we will have this cones. Oh, sorry. Ke pen hitam. Macam tu. Belakang macam ni. So that's the answer for this question. Sama size lah sebenarnya, saya buat tak sama, saya tak ada seni. Understand guys? 4 cones, boleh faham?
Boleh.
Okay. Now, kalau you perasan equation ni, ini Z sebagai subjek, that's why di atas bawah. This one ada square root sign. So maksudnya satu cone saja. So sebelah atas je. Okay. And then yang ni negative Y. So bila negative Y ni negative, sebelah kiri lah of course. Okay, jom kita test apa yang you dah belajar hari ni. Jom kita test Alright. Question A. What shape do we have here for question A? Bentuk apa ni?
Cylinder.
Cylinder, yes. Cylinder ni parallel sepanjang paksi apa?
Z.
Y.
Okay, good. Yeah, Y. Okay. How about this? Question D. Bentuk apa ni? Y equals to negative X squared.
Parabolic cylinder.
Parabolic cylinder. Okay, well done. Parabolic cylinder. Sebelah mana parabolic cylinder ni? Kiri, kanan, atas, bawah?
Kiri.
Kiri. Well done. Kiri. Sebab subjek dia adalah Y. Okay, good. Very good. Dia kiri. Okay, now how about G? Bentuk apa ni? Cones. Very good. Baru belajar tadi kan? Cones. So cones ni pada paksi apa? Dua-dua cones ni. Apa subjek kita? Y. So cones ni berada pada Y. Okay, well done. How about this? Question I. Bentuk apa ni?
Sphere.
Hemisphere. Okay, good. This is a hemisphere. Yes, hemisphere. Well done. How about this? Question number O ni? Question O ni? Cone. Okay, good. Cone. Itu adalah cone. Pandai. Cone. Okay, last one. R. Bentuk apa ni? Jangan tengok jawapan. Tengok ni je. Bentuk apa ni? Lama je fikir.
Alright.
Paraboloid. Very good. This is a paraboloid.
Parabolic.
Okay. So did you understand, guys, now?
Yes.
Okay, so I will stop record this.